Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing afternoon. I do have the apple orchard up in the background because I am going to be going apple picking with my little ones. Once a year we do this. It's an amazing day up here, up in Montreal today, so taking advantage of it. I see some weird things going on with the green screen there. In any event, I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's go ahead and get into the market. If you all are new to my channel, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you are able to get notified when I do go live. If I change my schedule like I did today, it's usually at 1:30, but today I am doing it at 1 again so I can go apple picking. All right, let's bring this on over here. And I'm going to see if I can do something really quickly and make it so I'm overlaid. There we go. Awesome. And can you guys hear me okay as well for everybody that is tuning in live right now? I do have the watch list that we will go ahead and add over here. Let's go make this right here like this. We'll do this one as our 15-minute. This is our daily over here. Hey, Terry. Hope you're doing well today. All right, so here is my watch list, which I will add it right over here. I've got Air, TCOM, Skies, Mobile, Genus, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Workhouse, and AAPL potential swings right here. The short volume and the floats as well. Awesome. Thanks, Terry. I've had some issues with the mic, so I like to make sure that everyone can hear me, so I will add them right here. I also have Flowtrade up, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit more about Flowtrade. I know people have been asking, they want Trend Spider demo. I have that as well, which we did with Dan live. He came on. Also had Josh from Flowtrade come and walk through stuff for us as well. I tried to get Trend Spider. They said, excuse me, not Trend Spider, TradingView. They said yes, and then last minute we were not able to coordinate the times. All right, so AL, there we go. Good afternoon, Trader Raider, and good afternoon, Samuel. All right, so let's look at the SPY here. So SPY on the weekly chart, let's take this trend line right here and let's draw it up here. So right now it looks like we have potentially hit the trend line right here, right? We just closed above it. Let me pull up Flowtrade as well, and I'm going to put it on a 15-minute. Now all of these lines over here, these are dark pool lines. The dark blue and the pink are regular block trades. So I'm going to show you something that is pretty cool. Let me get rid of those lines because we don't really need them for this. And where do I want to do it? Right here. Take those off so it's less busy to see. All right, now remember the green and yellow are it's the algorithms here. If you guys want to check out, potentially Kyle, I'm not sure. If you guys want to check out Flowtrade, you can try it free for 7 days. And if you want to connect with Dan, you can do a free one-on-one walkthrough as well. So what we can see is this is back, I wish this is something I'm going to see if I can get them to put here. Maybe the date would be better. So we have Tuesday back here. I don't know the date of that. Let's see. This is Friday. So this is another Monday. Okay, that's 1 week. So this is now 3 weeks ago. You can see that they've been selling on average on the 15-minute chart, bounced it up, and then they've been selling it down. And look at right here. You are able to see, much like this day, on Tuesday the 22nd, they took it up into Wednesday and then they dropped it down hard. Well, on Friday, what did they do? They took it up, and look at what the algos are pretty much doing. They are pretty much selling right here. Now, I don't use this solely, but you could look at this as this is a potential bull trap right now that they're setting up because the algos look like they are continuing in a downward trend right here, right? If we draw a trend line on the algos, it should automatically snap for me. Start up here. I'm not the best at using their drawing tools, so bear with me on this. We'll use pink. If I can do that. Oh, I think I need this. There we go. See? I'm not the master. But for the most part, we are in a downward, oh, see? I can't even get it to click. There. Just, okay, I'm going to hold it there. So we're in a bit of a downward selling price action on the SPY. I have the Qs over here. Let's look at the Qs. Oh, I got it. I guess I have to right click on there. So the Qs, they look like they are potentially buying, right? It looks like they started to potential buy on Monday. And we've come up to an area where they had the divergence right here, and they brought it up there, and potentially we will see if they take it back down. But I love this software. I would highly recommend checking it out. And you have the ability to put on the block trades, dark pool or regular, as well as you're able to scan the block trades for a particular dollar amount, or you can scan a particular stock, potentially SPY. If you wanted to, for example, Kyle's looking at Workhorse. Workhorse, you can look at all of the block trades that are $100,000 in value or higher, right? So 4.3 million at 23.12, and that was September 25th, pretty much the opening print right there. But ones that you see in the middle of the day, such as 24.50 at 10 o'clock, 26.27, oh, that's still the right at open. The ones that are in the middle of the day, 22.85 right here. Dark pool, you can see the yes, these are dark pool prints, and they changed the color to them. Yes, we had a dark pool print of 300,000 at 22.62. So looking at that is why someone would buy energy and sell FANG. Well, you know what? There's a lot of transfer of wealth right at the moment. Let's go back to the charts, right? So the SPY, also wanted to pull this up. Let me pull, let's see where this, my little window's going to pull up. I'll pull it up over here, and then I'll pull up the picture for you guys. So you all will be able to see the seasonality during the election year. Let me see, so this one, yes, all right. So I had this, I overlaid it on Friday as well, if you guys saw my Friday. So seasonality for the actual election year. Last week I pulled up the wrong chart. I do apologize about that. It was the pre-election year. Then I went in to look at it later. I thought, oh my goodness, under the comparative, they actually have 4 charts. They have the pre-election year, the election year, post-election year, and midterm elections. So they have all years pretty much. And here we see that we do tend to have a bounce into the end of September. And then we drop down again to below where we were in July, right? So it's just below, maybe almost where we are high of April, if everything corresponds accordingly. And then I also did an overlay of the SPY with the seasonality. Let's see where this is going to show up, which I put right here. So this is the monthly chart broken down where I have it January, February, March, April, May, June. So we have our September line, our October line. So potentially if we're coming back to, we'll say where April is, maybe as low, no, not as low as April, top of April here, right here, maybe 300, 295, anywhere I'd say 295 to 307 potentially on the SPY if we follow the seasonality, if they continue to sell the SPY. Now remember that chart that I showed you with Flowtrade that looks like the algos are continuing to sell. They do not have one of these for the Qs or NASDAQ as of right now. But seeing this, we might have a continuation further. No guarantees, of course, with trading. Just looking at the history for the past 59 trading years, which is pretty good, right? All right, so now that we see all of that, we look at the fact that on our daily chart, we've hit one of the faster moving averages, 329.33, right over here, and would look for it to potentially sell off from here. Maybe. We might have the last couple days of October, they might bring it right up here. They might bring it up to the midline, up to the 20 simple moving average. Thanks, Kyle. It's just looking at charts. That's part of the reason why I'm studying for my CMT. I really enjoy doing all of this research, and will hopefully be able to help out some, bigger guys on a consulting basis with sharing my knowledge. So you guys are getting it for free now. Enjoy. All right. So the SPY, we might have a continuation to the upside. We did obviously close above the close on Friday, so most of this price action is above us. When we look here, we had big volume, big volume. We're still below all of that volume. We are below all of this volume from the prior week. This day, we're still below that higher volume on the dividend day, and all of this volume this past week. We've somewhat had a consolidation week again. I will show that to you on Apple and Microsoft when we get down there. The Qs, you guys saw the chart looks fairly similar. However, we have closed up a little bit higher, and we do have that consolidation. So we had the box over here for this week. Boom, we came below it, and now it's been testing this area right here. And are we going to break above 278.21, or are we going to break down below 262.11? It might be better just to sit and wait to see where all this volume is going. So if this is a volume one, they were selling and then they took it down lower, they might have created a bull trap right here just to sell it down, to draw in the bears, and now they're going to have this bear trap, and then they're going to take it up and then create another bull trap and then drop it down. I don't know, because I don't have that chart for seasonality for the Qs for an election year. It'd be awesome. I might shoot it over to Equity Clock and see if they could create that, or if anybody has that, let me know. All right, Russell as well. Most times we see when the money is flowing out of the Qs, it will flow into the Russell. Now all of them were up on Friday, so it could have just been a scenario where they squeezed people on Friday. Shorts were getting out and closing out their positions. All right, let's get into potential longs for my list. So we do have air that we have 33.3 million. And I like this one with higher than normal volume. You can see on the daily chart over here. Let's check out that volume. Last time we had really high volume was back here, right? So I would look for let's just drag this up really quickly. We've started to curl above the moving averages, just had earnings as well. And it seems like the market, like the earnings, it sold off a little bit over here on this moving average. So I would like to see that this is going to continue up above 20, or if it starts to break down, we're going to break down below 19 over here. All right, where basically we have all of the moving averages coming together. So it's a little congested, potentially with some computers and algorithms setting up there. So 19 and 20 on there, and at 33 million, it might move fairly quickly as well. TCOM. So trip.com in a nice upward motion on our daily chart over here on the left hand side. Would like to see it go ahead, would like to see it break above 30.50 or hold 29.80. Just gonna move it up over here and continue on up there. Also an earnings this past week, so 30.50 and 29.80 there. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, I would love to get into consulting, to be able to do it from home and still help people. That's my ideal job that I was thinking about. Not being tied to one person, have flexibility in case I need to take care of my little ones for whatever reason, right? Okay, so Sky's here. Sky Solar. This one is lower float, but still not low float. It's 39.7 million. In the float, it has 56% short volume on Friday. Had a crazy run up. You can see once it broke this resistance area, roughly $7 really down here. It went $8, excuse me. Once it broke $8, it just shot up and gained 50%. So looking for it to break above 1060 if this move can continue. Where is our crazy volume on the daily chart? Way back here. We had a crazy run from the moving averages and it shot up to a resistance level. Now, once we broke this $6, volume came in, it just shot up again 2 days later. The biggest volume day again is below us, and right here we had crazy volume here as well. So if this can break up on Monday above 1060, another potential move for it. Again, it's lower float, not low float, but lower float if all of the low float momentum traders get on this. Next one is MOBL, mobile iron. Again, you guys want to pay attention to the crazy volume days, right? Let's also set this up over here. Oh, I forgot I changed my line. Let's not make it quite so. And we'll do a dash line. I like a dash line. And maybe I'll make it just a little thicker. There we go. And it's quite interesting. You can see we had this that I drew on our daily chart. And look at what was support all throughout the day on the 15-minute chart. So it's actually held breaking out of that trend line and continued. So a lot of this volume for Friday was above that trend line breakout. Oh, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's Jane at cjanetrade.com, Kyle. Can't really forget that, right? It's pretty easy. So 648 right here, and if we see this continuation, let's do I don't usually do trend lines from the tops, but it also held that as a resistance level. That's pretty cool to see. It's nice to see it drawn on a daily chart and it still holds up on the lower time frames. So lower time frame here, we are just about to break out. So if we can really break above that 670 here on that lower time frame or this trend line, really 680. Let's put it up at 680 for our breakout zone for MOBL, and break down, if we break down below 650 over here. All right, last for the potential longs is Genus. You guys have heard me talk about this as a potential longer term swing. And it finally had some volume. We've been consolidating over here on the chart and we have a resistance level. Love that 425 EMA, right? So it's right at 149. However, I would look for this break of this, what was support flip to be resistance. So break out of 154, and would like to see the support held over here of 117. Not usually a true little penny stock person, but I've been watching this one for a while. So 154 for resistance. All right, now we get into potential shorts. So let's pull up that Apple chart. So Apple, we have been in a downward trend. And I talked about this on Friday during my midday update. Much like the indexes, we do have consolidation sideways here and sideways here. Are they going to break above, which we've been in a downward trend? We actually developed this trend right here, broke above, boom, shot out, came right back down into it, and pulled back, bounced to the bottom, up, down. It's a good reason to show you that it's not straight up or straight down necessarily. We can have a slower downtrend as well. So if we break out above on the right over here, which we did on the shorter time frame, we might see a move up to the midline right here, up to 118. If we break 118, next test 120. If we break there, potentially up to 124, 128. If we break down from here, potential test down here of 100, 98, and so on. So let's draw the support and resistance over here. Oh, I don't mean to put it quite so high. Just drag it up from over here. I would look for 111 for our support to break down for that potential short trade back down into the downward channel. and 112.50. You guys have heard me talk about 112.50 before, 111 and 112.50. We also had that big volume over here. We had big volume this day, we had big volume this day. Now this volume is still smaller and we bounced off of the bottom of the channel. So it could have been buying just right there to take it up to sell more and potentially bring it down. So we'll see if they are going to position more on Monday and sell off more on Monday, or let's check over here too as well, see what happened end of the day. Let's close this out. Let's get off of this drawing. So on a 15-minute chart, looks like potentially continued selling based with the algorithm. It's a slight right here. However, what we see in general, when it's taking it up right here and the algos are still bringing it down, look at how as quickly as it goes up to 119, it came back to that divergence level. So there's a good chance we could potentially see this come back down to 107 on Apple. So potential $5 move to the downside here. All right, let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft also, I erased my upward channel, took on the downward channel. We just broke above it on Friday as well. I would put the resistance up here at 209. I don't know why I have this green line here. Let's delete that one. And our support area back over here, I'd like to see 205, a nice round number, act as our support for breaking down. Also, you can see in the past it's acted as a support and resistance zone plus a $5 mark, all of that. If we break down from there, potentially 203.40, 201.70, and down to 196 as well. To the upside, 210 potentially as a test, 210.50 right there, which is also the top area of this box. So if we break above both boxes on Apple and Microsoft, there's obviously a good chance that the Qs and the SPY will continue up. Seeing the seasonality on the SPY, we could have a run up into the last couple of days of October and then a drop down in October for those first 2 weeks. So just be prepared for the roller coaster ride ahead in the market. Next potential short as well. And as you know, Kyle, Workhorse does not, just because I have it as a potential short, doesn't mean that it's going to be a short, right? The market could fake people out and take it up the next day. On Tesla, we do have this wedge that we are in right now. We're still below the moving averages. It bounced up off of the 50 simple moving average. I also have the seasonality chart for Tesla. So let's look at that. I forgot to show that to you guys as well. I did it just with the overlay, I think. So let's look at the overlay here. All right, so seasonality wise, Tesla's to run up pretty much all year until we hit middle of September, right? So middle of September, what happened? It was actually beginning of September, we had the spike and then it bounced down, which happens, bounces down, and then it surged higher, and then it pulls back all the way into pretty much the third week of November on average, with a spike up right into the beginning of November, a little spike right there. So looking at that, we might see Tesla come down maybe roughly to that 300 range. Again, this is not to scale, this is just rough ideas as to where we might be going on this. So we could have a move up here to the 20 simple moving average on the daily. We are hitting that 425 on the 15 minutes. So we'll see if this does hold as resistance for potential move to the downside. Again, we might see that $100 drop, like I said, down over the next 2 months into November, but it might not. It could be completely different. That's still only 9 years of history as well for that chart. So keep that in mind, take it with a grain of salt. It's good to be aware if that's out there, just see, hey, does this happen to coincide with what's going on? So over here 399.50, I would like to see 400 hold as support. Nice round number there, and we'll put 410 up above. Now let's get into workhorse. All right, workhorse over here on the right. We did bounce off of that 20 simple moving average and the 21 EMA. We are in a bit of a wedge, right? Where's my trend line? Come on, trend line. So we just broke above it here. However, I'm not overly convinced. Potentially in the daily, the stochastics, we might be curling up. We broke out of it right here. We're hitting that 425. If the market pulls back on Monday, there's a good chance this could end up being a short, especially if we close back down below 23, let's see, 24 over here, if we're breaking down. So it seems to have gone up to this moving average, back down here, So will we break above 25.80, or are we going to break down below 24? I don't know, just the areas to watch for Monday. And AAPL. AAPL as a potential short. This is coming to a support area. So this could be a heavy support. However, look at this volume candlestick, right? This is pretty crazy volume. Let me see if I can pull this up over here. I'm going to log into this and you guys will see if we can pull up and see that. See if there was any big, you know what? We could even do it over here on Flowtrade. Let's see, this is AAPL. So let's go here, blocks. If you see that crazy volume on a chart, you could easily go over and search for it here as well. No block trades on AAPL. Let me check over here with another software. I should get these guys to do a demo. I'm going to talk to them about it. We'll see if we can make that happen on Thursday. All right, pull this up. If you guys have questions, you feel free to put them in there. If you have any other stocks that you would like to check out. What day is this? This is September 18th. Let me pull it up over here. September 18th, that was a week ago. And do we have any crazy volume? It's all closing volume pretty much on that day, opening and closing. So I'll bring it over here. Right, you can see the time for the day. And this is sorted based on quantity greater than 25,000 shares. So yeah, I'll add those on, Samuel. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that were, they were not all at close though. Look at that. This one was a closing price, market on close, market on close, market on close, market on close, but they reported them later. So that happened at 4, 4, 4:10, 6:30, and 7. And that is 402 times 5, 2 million shares at 53.41. All right, so we have that. We'll put it over here and we'll add it on this date, 53.41, 2 million shares right there, right? So as long as we're below all of this, we might be heading down. They have brought it down to a support area. Maybe they were also buying it there, but it's also on the 21 EMA, coincidentally, for that day. So they might bring this down further. I don't know. But that large volume spike caught my eye, as well as being at the low of the year as well. So let's just make this all a daily chart for now. I'm looking to see if I see any patterns on there as well. If we can break below 50 or above 52, that's probably going to be a good area. Of course, heading to the upside, you can see in the past, every time over here, they bought down at the bottom over here, and that was $49.30. So if we can break this $50 mark, it's acted as strong support, but over the past it might drop down. They have room in Canada for more Americans. Do they treat people of color fairly in Canada? Asking for a friend in case Trump wins. Fausto, they have probably seen a large influx of applicants. They are pretty strict on the number of people that they bring in, and for immigration purposes you have to be approved usually by the province first and then by all of Canada. That's how it was when I went through it. Goodness, that was back 6 years ago now. So you could definitely check it out. As far as treating people of color fairly well, Montreal is a huge melting pot. People from all over the world. That's one of the things that I love about the city, is that the city itself is very diverse. Once you get off the island of Montreal, it's a little bit different. It tends to be more homogeneous Quebecers. Toronto is a big melting pot as well as Vancouver, the three major cities. And I love that. I grew up going to school with kids in DC from ambassadors' children, so I had people from Saudi Arabia, all over the world that I got to grow up with, which gives me a very diverse viewpoint. And I see the person, not their skin tone, which I love. It was beautiful that my parents gave me that opportunity, as well as allowing me to travel and see different cultures. All right, so these are my potential swings. Oop, it's not adding them over here. All right, no worries. Yeah, here we have Lilac, let's see, Duke, T-Doc, and Post. So those are going to be my potential longer term swings. All right, so Lilac, this has a nice downward trend that's setting up, and we have this high volume as well. Liberty Latin America, this is a telecommunications company. So looking to see, oops, I meant to do the downward trend. And I just realized I should probably change this from being a pink with my 425. Look at how we're just breaking that trend right there. Let's make it blue. When we zoom in over here, from the top here to the top here, we are just breaking this. So we would need more volume to come in. Looks like it just had a split. Let's see what the split was. 1,051 for 1,000 shares. That's kind of an odd split. That's a cable and satellite communications company for Latin America. Yeah, I'll add those on, Kyle. So let's see, it's 1:30. I just have to be aware of time. I'm going to have to wrap it up in about 10 minutes because we are going apple picking. So here we have this potential upward trend. If we have that volume that will step into it and we're able to break above 960, this looks like we've had a very large time frame of consolidation. Right now we are below it. However, this big volume is very interesting. So if we can also break above the high of this candlestick here, 825, right? So 825 would break above that, 825, then would look for a test above 1060. Look at how long it's been held down here. Somebody might have been doing that intentionally and buying it all this time. It's happened before in the past. Let's look at a 5-year chart and just see for fun. So this has been down at a low for a long time. Let's go to all and auto here. It was up at 64, sideways. Look at how much it went sideways from August 15th until about June, and then it dropped down, and then more sideways action, slowly downward trending, and then had a big drop in March, like the rest of the world, right? And sideways price action now. A little bit below it with this split. What are the earnings back here? Just negative 186. Not looking too healthy. What's their projected? Negative 08. So that's a big difference from negative 186 right here that happened the 5th of August. It looks like they're projecting that maybe they've had a little bit more revenue coming in. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be interesting. All right. Also, Duke Energy. Let's go to our daily chart here as well. Bit of downward price action, right? Let's do this. Right here. Right here. So downward channel, right? And we're in the midline. We're bouncing off the midline. If we could break above 80, let's go above this 200. 86.54 might see a nice move, but it's got that slow downward trend. Might have a nice move if it can break above there. And TDOC as well. So TDOC, Teladoc Health, obviously important right now. Let's move this down a little bit. I want to draw a trend line there as well. I see a trend line with my eyes. Right? We're just testing that. If we can break out with some volume, let's see, maybe we'll bring it up here and test this trend up here, roughly 258 up there. All right, post as well for potential longer term swing. You guys saw without that, without the moving averages right here. So if we can get some volume to come into it, but volume has been dropping right now. So that's not encouraging. Would look, but I'll still watch it. Let's set an alert. Settings. Oops, cancel. Set an alert crossing up here on post holdings. Post again, post foods, right? What do you guys need when we go into lockdown or anything like that? We need food. Post comfort food? Sure, why not? Okay, let's check out MU for Samuel. All right, we've got MU over here. Micron Technology. We have a strong resistance level right back here, 5160, and it looks like a support area right here. We have this gap below it, down to the 425. If it breaks below 48.33, I would look for a move to 46.30. If we could break above 51.60, we might have further moves up to 55. See, it kept trying to test coming up there, but it was not able to break out above. So 54, more conservative. All right, Target really repositioned themselves more to be like Amazon. Looks like a little bit of a handle setup right there, doesn't it? So 156 to the upside, and we have a bit of consolidation or disbursement over here where we've gone sideways for 4 days. Much like the other stocks like Microsoft and Apple, you saw it was pretty much sideways price action. So 150.30, 150.40, and 156 to the upside there. All right, Delta Airlines. I'm not a fan of the airlines because of all of the issues. I mean, up here in Canada, they're not even really open that much. They're still flying, but very minimally. So, you know, based on personal experience as well, it seems like they're just hurting. Every time that it comes up, it sells off. Comes up, it sells off. Comes up, it sells off. I'd look for a break above 30.80 or break down further of 28.40. SH. So SH is going to be the short, ProShares short of the S&P 500. I would not recommend this for trading. However, you brought it up, and I like one good thing about it to watch, right? This candlestick. That was not the best circle I meant to draw. The high of this candlestick is 20. Where are we in relation to that? We are above it. That means that all of these shares were potentially buying. They were potentially shorts covering or longs buying. And in general, this tends to roll down. It tends to decrease in value because the S&P is bullish over time. So seeing that, we are holding above this. If we drop below the low, 1928, the market will continue higher into elections. If we go above it and stay above 2002 for closes, the market will likely drop more. Again, also we saw this on the Qs. Look at these crazy volume days, right? Oops, I didn't mean to do, oops. Ah, that was fun. Let me go over here and just drag the chart up. That's what I meant to do. So our two crazy high volume days, the high of this day was 26.34. We closed at 23.58. We are holding above 23.58. I'm actually going to do this. Let's go ahead and do auto. And I'm going to put a line so that I can see it very, very quickly in the future. 23.58 right there. And I'm going to make this stand out with bright red and a little bit thicker. So I know that that is a potential point at which they were selling the market. Now we haven't seen that much volume right here. Thanks, Trade Raider. And much like the market is in a downward trend at the moment, maybe we've broken that over here. Potential. We shall see. Actually, this is our low, so let's bring it off of the low here. And let's do the low there. No matter what, this is now the new low candlestick. So if we bounce, then that would be our new point. But if we look at it on the lower lows, we might be going higher here. We'll see. Exactly, Samuel. I would not trade it. All right. Silver. Let's look at silver quickly, and then we're going to go through VRXT. Is it VRXT or VXRT? I feel like it's VXRT, Kyle. I think you might have it backwards, but I could be completely wrong. All right, silver. Let's back it out on our daily chart. So we'd had big dark pool activity. It stopped over here on the 19th of July. So as long as we stay above this, in my opinion, this would potentially be going long. They might come back down and test down here. They might stop and they might take this to the upside. Right now, it's still looking bearish. We are pulling back. If we fill this and we break down below 2050, then on down to 1975 and further down to 1850. VXRT. Yeah, thanks, Trade Waiter. That's what I thought. All right, so VXRT, well, let's just see for fun. VRXT might exist as well. Nope. Okay. I know that that sometimes happens as well. All right, VXRT, VaxArt, this is a lower float one, tends to have crazy movements to it. We have a gap to fill below 630 on down to 530, and we have this big bearish candlestick that wiped out all this week. So if we break above, we also have a little mini trend line. Would look for test right there. If we break above 750, would look for a test of 8 and then 9, roughly that 50 simple moving average. If we can break above 9, look at how it acted as resistance in the past. So it would need for it to break above really right here for it to shoot to the moon. Well, it's not going to shoot to the moon, but and Chewy. All right, so Chewy looks like we might have a W set up right here. I would look for the support of 53.03 to hold. No, you know what? I track the prints as well, Gobes. We have in the Java pit, we all work together there as a team, and we have a proprietary file where we have them, where we track them, but also just looking at the chart and seeing things like this for Chewy on September 11th. Let me go ahead and check. Oh, I think I closed it. Yeah, I closed the other one that I do use to look for prints, and I will look, hey, what is this? Do we have any unusual activity on that day? All right, my little ones are up, they're getting ready to go. So I would see, are we going to be able to break above 57.25? Look at that strong resistance in the past. Oh, no worries. No worries, Kyle. I do it all the time. All right, so Chewy and NOX. And NanoX imaging. Probably, yeah, I was gonna say probably. This looks like parabolic low float run up, come down. We have the support, or we found the support over here from the past, acted as support, still in bearish motion. We have not come back down to IPO, pre-IPO pricing. It's setting up new higher lows, right? So is this going to be able to turn around and break out from this wedge? It looks like it did on Friday, right here. So potential move if we are looking at tops, which I don't usually use. I would look for 30.80 to break out to the upside. Otherwise, a breakdown below 26.35. All right, everyone, I am going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for joining me early. If you all ever have any questions, you can reach me at jane@cjanetrade.com. Carpe profit and seize those profits one trade at a time. Have a great one. Bye.